Hey guys, welcome to today's breathing class. So I'm really excited about today's class because the technique that we're going to be going through today is by far going to be the slowest breathing technique that we're going to be doing in this course. The technique we're going to be doing is called Buteyko breathing, and I had the privilege of being able to learn this technique from a dear friend of mine, Mark Williams, who is a national level freediver as well as just an amazing human being. So Buteyko is specifically a breathing technique designed to increase our nitric oxide levels. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of nitric oxide, you can maybe do a bit of research on it yourself, but just in a nutshell, nitric oxide is an amazing enzyme. It's a semi-essential amino acid, semi-essential in that it's produced by the body, but what it does is it is vital in function between neurons of the brain, in fighting disease and bacteria in the immune system, and in relaxing the vessels of the cardiovascular system. So why that is so important is because blood flow throughout the cardiovascular system is such a vital thing. So it, as you can tell, it has an amazing importance in the body, and so important so that when it was first discovered in 1992, it won the Nobel Peace Prize for the scientists who discovered it, or the scientific team. So the reason it's called a semi-essential amino acid is because it is produced naturally by the body. But the problem is, like a lot of things with hormonal production and all sorts of other production in the body, is that it declines over time as we age. So it's really important that we get on top of elevating our nitric oxide levels and not letting them drop too much, because that's what leads to premature aging and susceptible to disease. So a lot of people have coined that nitric oxide is actually vital for the fight against cancer in the body. So having said that, we're just going to get straight into now the technique of Buteyko breathing. So the first thing we're going to do, as I said, this is a breath technique that's all about slowing down the breath. So it's very important for nitric oxide production that we're only breathing through our nose for this breathing technique. So what we're first going to do is I'm just going to get you to relax into a normal breathing rhythm. I don't want you so much to be focusing on where your breath is coming from, as in a three-part breath. But if you by now adapt to breathing into your diaphragm, into your belly, then do that. But I want you just to breathe naturally and normal now, and not think about anything for this next minute, except for just that you are breathing naturally. So sit with your spine elongated so you're not slouching, so you can get a nice, inhale into the airways. But just breathing relaxed, nice and slow, calming the mind down, not thinking about anything but the breath coming in and out, with no manipulation to the breath. And typically in the East, this breath is called Anapana, the natural breath coming in and out. You might even want to just close your eyes, just get nice and relaxed, just focusing on the natural rhythm of the breath coming in and going out. Okay, and now without thinking about anything, just staying focused on your breath coming in and out. On the next exhale, you're just going to exhale naturally and normally, not a forced exhale. And when you exhale, we're just going to hold that exhale for 10 seconds. So for the last breath in, out, and hold. And take a normal breath in. Breathing again naturally for 3, Last in-breath, natural, and letting go. And again, holding for 10. And in-breath normal. Breathing again normal, focusing just on the breathing. And exhale. And hold the breath on the exhale. Natural, normal. And back to normal breathing. Okay, so now I want you to remain where you are, just normal, natural breathing. Focusing on the breath coming in and out. What we're actually going to do now is we're going to starve. We're going to cause what's called oxygen deprivation. So we're going to starve the cardiovascular system of oxygen slightly. We're going to decrease the oxygen levels and we're going to increase the carbon dioxide levels in the bloodstream. What this is going to do is going to dilate the blood vessels, and it's going to force that nitric oxide response throughout the body. So what I want you to do now is I want you to start slowing down the breath and breathing like you're almost like just sipping the air. Now your edge will be where you feel that the breath starts to become slightly scattered, or I can't think of the word right now. It's like when it's not smooth, when you can't maintain a smooth rhythm of the breath. That's your edge. So I don't want you to breathe quite as shallow and small, sipping the air to the point where you can't maintain a smooth breath, but just where you're breathing just slow and shallow enough that you can maintain a smooth inhale and exhale. So keep finding your edge. Keep finding your edge where you're not labored in your breathing, where your breathing is not out of that smooth rhythm. It's almost like if someone were watching you, they'd barely see a movement in your belly or in your chest. Just really, really now focus, close your eyes, focus all your attention on your breath now. Trying to keep it smooth, but just sipping the air like you're barely breathing. Relax the mind. Relax the shoulders, relax your body, and just focus on a smooth but very, very small sips of air. Now, it might feel slightly uncomfortable, obviously, because you're depriving yourself of oxygen. But just see if you can relax through that sensation. Just for another half a minute or so. Really see if you can slow it right down, keeping smooth. Calm mind, calm body, calm breath. Okay, and now just start to breathe normally again, so don't gasp for air, just breathing normally. you're ready, open your eyes. Okay guys, so that was really well done, excellent. So what we're essentially doing, as I said again, we're increasing that response of nitric oxide through the starvation of oxygen and the increase in CO2 that's running through the bloodstream, that's dilating all the vessels of our cardiovascular system. So it's, in a way, it's very similar to Wim Hof. There's a few more other variables going on, but it's very intentional simply on that nitric oxide response in the body and increasing it, that, as I mentioned, is vital for so many functions throughout the body. So a lot of bodybuilders actually take a supplement called L-arginine and L-citrulline and to increase this enzyme in the body of nitric oxide and evoke a nitric oxide response. But this is a way that we can do it naturally. So if we do this breath regularly, just for a few minutes, it's going to do wonders for your nitric oxide levels. So you can get NO strips that test your levels of nitric oxide. So you can actually test your levels, and then you can do this breathing technique for a week or two, retest your NO levels, and see how you go. Okay guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next class.